it's Dr. Toya here, and welcome to the By Default Highlight Reel, where we highlight our business owners by bringing you videos and interviews so that they can tell their stories in their own words. Please like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more episodes. I hope you enjoy. Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Toya here, and I am joined by Savannah Stephens, the founder of Kindred Paper. Welcome, Savannah.
Thank you so much.
I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be here.
Oh, you're welcome. So before we get into talking more about Kindred Paper, please tell our viewers a little bit more about you.
Well, I'm originally from Dallas, Texas, but I've been in Atlanta for the past 20 years, came out here for school, attended Spelman College, and much to my mother's dismay, just never moved back home.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I actually do have a background in psychology, and I try to use that, just being in touch with feelings and emotions and putting that into my greeting cards.
Oh, wow, that's lovely. So you study psychology at Spelman?
Yes.
Gotcha. And why did you go to Spelman and not like, I don't know, Howard?
Because it's the number one HBCU.
I mean, that's what they say.
No, I mean, U.S. News Today, like small publications, but apart from the ranking, I actually always wanted to go to Spelman, just being in that atmosphere, well, any HBCU really, because I grew up going to private schools, and often I was the only Black kid in the classroom.
Right.
So I knew for my collegiate experience, I wanted something different. I wanted to be around people. And it was an experience, as you know, like no other.
Right.
Wrapped around with so much love. So that was the best choice for me. But
gotcha. All right. I guess I could excuse that.
Thank you.
I suppose. All right. So tell me, you mentioned putting your psychology background into the greeting cards, but how exactly did you get into creating greeting cards?
So greeting cards have always been a part of my family's culture. Being from Texas, it's a Southern tradition to make sure you have a greeting card with every gift. You're writing thank you notes after every occasion. And we would be late to the function because we had to stop and get a greeting card.
Wow.
It was that important. You have to have a card to go with the gift. So that's always been a part of my family culture. And I just love picking out greeting cards for people because I always try to find something that really reflects how I feel about them. Right. But the problem is that I found that there is not enough greeting cards that look like us, that sound like us. And so I knew that there needed to be more representation. Yeah. Even some of the bigger brands who aim at diversity, it's like they kind of miss the mark. You know, I don't actually talk like that.
Right.
Brand. So I used our culture as inspiration for what goes on greeting cards. That's what made me want to get into greeting cards. I have also a background in nonprofits, but on the side, I would, design invitations for my kids' birthday parties. And then some of my friends would see that and be like, oh, that's cute. Where'd you get that? I said, I made it. And then a couple of my friends asked me to design invitations for their kids' birthday party. I did one of my friends' wedding invitation. And so I was like, that's the first clue that gave me, kind of a nudge, like this could be a real thing, something that I always like to do. And it could actually be a real thing. I started thinking about that around 2017, 2018. And then the pandemic happened. And I was like, I'm not going to wait any further to do something that I really love, that I really have a passion for. And so Kindred was born June 2020.
Oh, wow. So I love all of the pandemic pivots. I love it.
I think for us all, I hope, it's through all of the muck that we've been going through. Yeah. One silver lining at least is don't take life for granted.
Right.
Like our comfortability and just being where we were, your entire world can be shaken up at any moment.
Oh, yeah. Really quickly.
It was a huge wake-up call. So just taking that lesson and not taking that for granted it propelled me to go ahead and do the things.
Good. Oh, that's amazing. So where did the name come from?
So in thinking of a name, I wanted to evoke an instant connection. And to me, that led me back to kindred spirits. So when I make greeting cards, like I said, we don't have enough representation.
Right.
The diversity is not really, it doesn't really hit home. So I want someone to pick up a greeting card and say, oh, this is so me. This is so my sister. This is so my mom. And so I want you to feel that kindred spirit connection when you pick up my greeting card. So, and it's also kind of like a play on kinfolk, you know. So, yeah, that's where kindred came from.
Oh, I love that. I love it. Yes. Okay. So tell me, what are some of the challenges you've had starting your business?
At the time, I was working full time. Actually, full disclosure, I still am working full time, in corporate, and then having two daughters, 8-year-old. Well, actually, now she's 9, and a 3-year-old. We're all at home. I'm helping my 9-year-old with virtual learning. At the time, I was potty training my 2-year-old.
Oh my gosh.
Going through different changes in my personal life. It was like, I want to do this thing. I'm committed to it. But, how do I find the time? How do I balance everything? And just, how do I make sure I'm drinking enough water throughout the day and paying my bills and keeping my house clean? And
yes, being an adult.
Being an adult, like I'm looking around like, who's going to do the things?
Right.
Oh,
it's me.
So that has been the biggest challenge. Mostly is just finding that balance. I recently realized, not even recently, but over the start of Kindred, tapping into community has been really powerful. So getting in business incubator programs like the Elevate program through Our Village United was really a game changer for me, just in terms of my mindset.
Yeah.
And then from there, that kind of segue led me into finding a business coach. And she has been helping me to organize my days and block time off and just prioritize time. And also just having the mindset like, this is my focused attention in this moment. And the world is not going to come crumbling down if I just focus on this one thing. And just like, what a concept. Like, the world's not going to catch fire while I'm focusing on this one thing. So really, that's really been helping me with time management, is having a balance, also making time for joy. Like, one of my biggest reasons is doing this so that my girls can see that they can have and be anything they want in life. But I don't want them to see me stressed out.
Right.
Because then it's like, I don't want that life.
Right. I don't want to do that. Yeah.
I intentionally make time for joy. I intentionally make time to have fun. And so, I'm proud to say I've gotten over those hurdles of not feeling like I have time for everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And I found that as well once I started on this journey, is like, you have time. It's just, what are you willing to sacrifice to? Because like for me, it was watching TV. I watch a lot of TV. And I was like, when I stopped watching TV, I was like, oh, I have all this time. All this time. I mean, it's still, I have a son and a husband and all that and work. But yeah, you definitely, and the mindset thing is a big thing as well. I have a business coach as well, and that has been a game changer, because the mindset work, I didn't realize how important it was until I, got in a community, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, why? Like, entrepreneurship, I feel like it can be such a lonely place, but we're all going through these similar experiences until we connect with each other. And it's like, oh, me too.
Right.
Here's what helps me. Maybe it can help you too. That's so important.
Right. Yeah, definitely. So, we talked about challenges. Tell me about your biggest win so far to date.
So I was actually just in my strategic planning retreat of one last night. And I was reflecting on 2021. And even though it was kind of a crazy year, like, I really had some big accomplishments. I was selected for the Buy from a Black Woman, which is another great community to be a part of. I was selected for their Inspire Tour, and they actually took us to Chicago. We had a pop-up here at the H&M in Atlanta. So that was a really powerful moment to see my product on, a big branded retail location shelf. Like, that was the matching visual to, the concepts that I had been dreaming of. Another one is winning the pitch competition in the Elevate program. That really propelled my business forward. I was able to really invest in inventory, which helped with my profit margins, and also just, facing one of my biggest fears initially was asking for money, like actually pitching and asking for money. Like I was so scared to do that, but the program is so well-rounded that I was prepared, like for everything that the judges were asking me for was a lesson for that. So like for any entrepreneur, I highly encourage you to get in some sort of business incubator program. And, actually at the end of 2021, one of my proudest moments was I was picking out a dress for a video that I was going to be in. And my daughter was with me. My daughter, my 9-year-old, she's just so proud of me. She was like, my mommy is going to be in a video, and she's picking out a dress so she can be in a photo shoot because she has a greeting card company. And she was talking to the owner of the store, and the owner of the store was like, oh, really? I'd like to see some of your mom's cards. And so from there, we worked out a deal on the spot, and now my cards are in her boutique. But for me, it was just like everything coming full circle with, one of my biggest motivations is for my daughter to see me doing this, and like for her to actually watch that transaction unfold in front of her eyes. And it was like, I'm not just up here talking about it. Like, this is actually happening in real life. So that was a very proud moment for me.
Oh, that is so sweet. And I love that your daughter could see you being a boss, the boss that you are. I love it.
I have to promote her to chief of marketing for that.
Yeah, she deserves it. So can you tell, you mentioned it a couple of times, can you tell the viewers a little bit more about the business incubator, just in case there are any budding entrepreneurs there who don't know where to start and are interested in the program?
Oh yeah, Our Village United, it is a business incubator program. Well, actually the Elevate program is under the Our Village United umbrella. And the business incubator program is a 12-week program. There's 2 sessions every week. One is they bring in a facilitator who's an expert in their field. So it's not just information that you can find on Google, because previous to being in this program, I had, paid for some courses for access to information. It's like, this is just free information. And, the expertise that they brought in had actually, some of them were executives at Target, some of them were the CEOs of their own, $1 million companies who had been once where we are at this moment. And they can say, like, this is what actually worked for me. Like, this is tried, true, and tested. So hearing that, it cut through the noise, you know, because I do as much research as I can, but there's a lot of noise on the internet. So like hearing it from the horse's mouth, like, this is actually what worked for me. And, seeing if that can be applied to Kindred was really helpful. And then throughout the program, they had one-on-one business coaching sessions, small business coach who, really like, okay, you working on a pitch, let me see your deck. You're getting ready to make a sales call, let me practice on me first, and they're able to provide their expertise, which was really helpful. And, one of the other components that I love so much is they also had wellness sessions every week, because burnout is real, and what we see on Instagram with the hustle and grind culture is so not healthy. So actually the wellness champion, she encouraged us to brag about like taking a nap, brag about going for a walk, because we have to protect ourselves, because as entrepreneurs, there's so much on our shoulders. Like, if this fails, who can I blame? Myself. And we often take that blame on, and, it can have psychological effects. So coaching us through how to take care of yourself when you need to take a break. Are you about to get burned out? Like, here are the warning signs. So that was really helpful.
Yeah, that sounds like an amazing program, especially for the wellness part of it. And, in my program, in the group that I'm in, they asked what was the biggest lesson you learned last year. And what I put was, I have to respect my time because nobody else will, right? Because that was something that I was doing last year. I was scheduling stuff at every hour of every single day. And I was just like, no, this is not going to work. So yeah, that sounds like a very, very important program. And I'm glad you were able to find it.
Yes, absolutely. So I encourage anyone to find that program or program like it. But honestly, in my opinion, there's no other program like it.
Well, then there you go. Yes. We're not affiliated. Don't worry. Nobody's going to
I'm just a huge fan.
Okay, great. So, you have a small business, and like you mentioned, you see stuff on Instagram, you get all these ideas, all this, insecurities sometimes because you're comparing yourself. What do you want people to know about having a small business? What's like the one thing you wish people knew about running your own small business?
Just trust yourself. Like you just mentioned, comparison, that whole game is real when you're on Instagram. Also, what we talked about earlier, like cutting through all the noise of so many like YouTube videos telling you to do this, do that. All the answers are really inside you. Like just tap in to yourself, go with what feels right to you, align yourself with what internally feels right to you. Like I made a commitment to myself for 2022. If it feels icky, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
Like I have to push myself out of my comfort zones. Yes. But if this is something that feels like I'm just, racing to the middle or racing to the bottom, or something is like not me, then I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some good advice. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. And I wanted to ask about, I don't know if you call it your slogan, but I saw it a couple places on your website. We love us for real. I love that. So where did that come from?
Well, it just came from the fact that I wanted to make something that resonated and reflected who we truly are. And it's like, we deserve to take up space, and Kindred and I say, we like anyone who's ever purchased a card from me or who I engage with on social media or in real life, like we love us, like we love our culture, how we actually talk, and not just some representative of us, but in also all of us, because that's another thing that I think sets Kindred apart is like, there's not just one type of Black woman. There's not just one type of Black voice that needs to be heard. There's also like the soft Black woman. There's a snarky, voice that we need to hear from also. So when I say that, I just mean that we love us for real. Like all of us deserve to be seen. We deserve to be represented, and we deserve for our voices to be out there.
Love it. I love it. I feel like we're kindred spirits. I love it.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, that's the goal. I love it.
Yeah. So I ask everyone, I feel like you kind of touched on it a little bit, but I still want to hear your answer. What does it mean to you to be a Black business owner?
To be a Black business owner means that no matter what the statistics say, you deserve to be here. You are worthy to be in this space. Like the success that you want, the big, scary dreams that you have, it's all available to you. I know that, traditionally, historically, in this country, we've only had full-fledged citizenship for 50 years. We're still within that generation.
Right.
And so looking back on that, like the strides that we've made so far, like don't let, any of that make you feel like, oh, I only have to fit in this lane or this lane or this lane. You can fit into any lane that you want to. Whatever great idea that you are sitting on, that's in your notes, that's in your journal, do it, because the universe will make a space for you. Take up space. And so like, I feel like as a Black business owner, we have to just know that we're intrinsically worthy. We are intrinsically have a space here, even though we made to feel like we have to fit into the margins or we're the minorities. That is an optional frame of mind that you don't have to carry with you any longer. So that looks like showing up every day. That looks like going out there and asking again, and carrying with you the whole time, like, my voice deserves to be heard too.
Oh, you said a word right there, girl. Yeah, I love it. All right, so tell our viewers where they can find you and your greeting cards.
So my website is Our Kindred Paper because it's ours, it belongs to us. I'm also on Instagram at Kindred Paper, but without the E, so Kindred PAPR, and same handle for Facebook as well.
Yes. And you could also find her on bydefault.com.
That's right.
She's a member of our By Default Business Tribe, and everything you said about your business and why you started it, it resonates so much with me. And like when I choose the companies that I want to have on the site, that's what I have in my mind. Everything you just said about basically, I don't know if you know you said it, but you explained my business. It's like we are the default. Like we are not on the margins. It's Black by default. So, I really do feel like we're kindred spirits, Yeah.
Absolutely. Like I instantly connected with the name By Default.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's not an option.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like to me, it's like kind of going to the grocery store and you have regular food and you have organic and real food. Like, why is that,
Right.
why is that even a thing? No,
Exactly.
we should take our place as the default, not like, oh, I'm going to have to search high and low for this quality Black businesses. No, actually, we're here.
They're right here. Yeah.
By default.
Yeah. All right. So Savannah, thank you so much for joining. It was a pleasure. And I'm excited to see much more from you and everything that is in store for you in 2022.
Thank you. Thank you so much for doing this. I mean, it really helps Black businesses like mine to get the word out and for free. Like what? Like a lot of, these memberships can be inaccessible to some people, but to make it accessible to people, I really, appreciate that. And thank you for doing all that you do.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And, it really is important to me to elevate, like we all rise together. I'm excited for all of our journeys together.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, guys, that's it for now. I'll see you next time on another episode of the By Default Highlight Reel. Bye.
Bye-bye.